Good morning, Jason. Make sure you tune in for our show today on Transit Employee Appreciation Day. We're going to talk all about transit employees at Sunset Empire, from the bus drivers to the people that make things work behind the scenes.
Yeah, I can't wait, Kathy. It's going to be a great show. We're going to talk about everything that has to do with our employees. We're so excited. Okay, let's have a great show.
Good morning, Jason. It's time for another transportation talk. Welcome to our new format of transportation talk. What do you think?
I think it's phenomenal. I think being able to go in a slightly different direction on how we produce and present the show to people is exciting, stressful at times, a little nerve-wracking, but at the center of it, though, is the heart and the desire that you and I know both have, which is to get the message out to anybody who will listen about transportation and how it affects others' lives and so forth, and all the benefits that come around to it. So yeah, I'm really excited about doing it. It's a lot of fun.
It just fits right in with spring and all the transitions that are happening. You know, the flowers that are blooming, the sun hopefully that'll be out a little bit more than not.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen that a whole lot lately, but you know, things are in transition, and so is the show, and I just love that. And you know, weather-wise, people are getting out and about more. Spring break is about to happen.
Yeah. It's so nice to see, yes, people out there and having fun. And and on another note with this, as we move into doing the show in this way and stuff, I really appreciate the people who listen on a regular basis, and anyone else who happens in on this and stuff, that their understanding and recognition that we are just rolling out this beginning. Now we're talk show host veterans now. We've been doing this for a long time, but the way that we're doing it now will be a little differently. We hope it's going to be definitely much more engaging and stuff. But I'll tell you what, Kathy, engaging is a very important part of our job, and getting a message out is very important. Now, I know, Kathy, that there have been plenty of people who have understood what I'm about to say, and I do believe that there have been people who have thought twice about going out and cycling, that means bicycling, without high vis stuff on. Again, I saw someone this morning on my way into work riding a bicycle with no lights on and no high vis anything, not even light colored clothes. They were literally wearing black on black. And it was very difficult to see them. And you know what, ironically, they all their little reflective on their they have the little reflective wheel badges on there and stuff. It was all gone. It was like he was completely in stealth mode. So everyone out there,
well, hopefully he wasn't actually trying to be in stealth mode. And
yes,
we really need people, regardless of what their vehicle is, regardless of their economic situation, to be bright and be seen.
Absolutely.
So if you are out there and you're listening to this, or you know somebody that rides their bikes or even walks in our area, and they don't have a light, or they don't have the means to buy a light, please get them in touch with us, and we will get them a bike light to help them be seen when they're out there. Just drop it in the comments and say, hey, get in touch, or reach out to us via our email, or give us a call, and we will arrange to get you a bike light and help you be seen and be safe. So important.
Excellent, Kathy. Thank you very much for going into detail on that. I really hope this individual perhaps sees our show and gives us a call and asks us for some assistance in that way. I think that would be a blast to be able to have a chat with him and give him some bright blinking lights out there. So
absolutely.
We got something going on today.
Yeah, we do. We both really can't wait to get to this, because really what the show today is about appreciating everybody that works in transit. It's Transit Employee Appreciation Day. I can't believe I finally spit that all out.
Yeah, you're able to get that out.
I know.
That's great. Yeah, well, I love how you started out actually with saying, we get to appreciate. Now, obviously, we work with coworkers who we appreciate all the time and so forth. But, this is a nationally now recognized holiday, or at least observance of the fact that there are transit employees that are out there that are working hard to bring these services to you, whether or not it's bus, whether or not it's additional transportation options, mobility management, or how about even, operations and ensuring that all of the tires and everything are ready to go. These people care about providing these services to you, to the community, and we get to appreciate them at least publicly today and have an opportunity to just bump into them. But if you see a driver out there, or if you see a transit employee walking around one of the offices that that is transit, don't be afraid to just, hey, thanks a lot for what you do. It would mean a lot to them to know that you care.
Because really every single person that works for a transit agency is a valuable person. And that is just so important that we show them and tell them how much we appreciate them. I mean, you mentioned drivers and you mentioned mobility and transportation options. And, there's so many people in the background that really make the system go because, the drivers are super important and really they have a very hard job. They are out in front of the public every day, almost their entire shift. But there's other people because really people that are important to them, like the payroll clerk, super important. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
All those things matter. And, the customer service person, the person that picks up the phone and answers your questions about how do I get to where I want to go? And is the bus already gone by or is it still on the way or where do I go? All of those people are super important and depends upon what moment you're in, depends upon which one is the most important to you at that particular moment.
Exactly. And, looking at it from, really kind of from the 30,000 foot level, we look at, Clatsop County as a whole and the fact that SETD services not only Clatsop County, but our buses reach as far as going to Columbia County through the connector, to Tillamook County through the connector. You can get all the way down to south to Yachats and so forth. That's a trip that you and I need to get on and go do one day to show people what it's like and that it's very doable and it can be actually fun. And so we'll have some good weather here coming up to be able to do that. But it is so important sometimes for us to really just sit back and reflect on what the district here at SCTD has in its employees, drivers, and all the ones that you mentioned for the support crew and so forth, and operations, mobility management, you name it, supervisors, all the people that make up our organization. It's so important that sometimes we do take a step back to just be really reflective on what we have here and why it's important, I think, to show this appreciation. I have had such a blast this week knowing that we had opportunities to just be reminded, hey, go talk to your coworker and say, hey, I appreciate what you do, right? I mean, those are things.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you, Kathy. I mean, this is the kind of stuff it's cool to be able to do.
Absolutely. And for sure, I am so in appreciation of all of the different pieces. I kind of think of it, we talk about it as a team, but for me, I'm a super visual person. And so it's like a puzzle. And a puzzle needs all of its pieces to make the picture complete and to make it really the whole image. And so, it's just so important that we have all of those pieces. And, I love that we have such a great puzzle here in Clatsop County with Sunset Empire Transportation District. And, I'm gotta say, that's the district that I know the most about, but Tillamook County and Columbia County also have those puzzles that make those systems work. So shout out to those people, those transportation employees and those counties as well. But, we want to drill down and we're going to talk about some of the elements and some of the people that make our system work. And it's really, we don't want anybody to feel slighted or not. We really just want to say thank you to everybody that makes this transportation system, this puzzle picture, the excellent picture that it is.
Yeah, I love that fact, Kathy, and just being grateful and thankful for the people that do make this puzzle happen. One thing I remember seeing a while back was just a little statement, team, TEAM stands for, in my view, together everyone accomplishes more. And that can't be, more relevant than what we have here. So yeah, I just am
spot
So
on,
happy.
Jason,
Yep.
for sure. So, I'm just excited to talk some more about Transportation Employee Appreciation Day. I think perfect occasion.
So Kathy, we're talking today about SETD and its employees and how appreciative we are of all of the different positions that we have here. But really at the forefront of everything that we do here is about transporting individuals, and really we couldn't do that without what we call bus drivers, or in some cases some people actually more correctly will describe them as bus operators. And I think it's really important that as we sit here and we're going to talk about a bus driver operator, that we really discuss who they are and what they do. And I tell you, we have some truly amazing drivers with various backgrounds, and we have some very strong individuals. We have individuals that are learning. We have driver operators that have been here for, quite frankly, since the start of the district many years ago. And so being able to kind of tell their story just even a little bit during this day is so much fun, Kathy. And I don't know, I don't know if you've had an experience to talk to one of our drivers that have been here forever, or a new driver or something like that. I think you have, and it's just a blast to kind of hear those varying different type of stories.
Yes, I just love to hear the stories. And I think that one of the things that you just said that I think is just so important is that they aren't just drivers. They don't just show up in the morning and grab the keys and jump on the bus and then drive off. They have a lot more work to do. The job has more to it than just driving. They're really operating. They have some things that they do to ensure that they are operating the transportation, the vehicle in the best way, safest way, so that they can get everybody that gets on the bus to where they're going in the safest way possible. And so there's safety checks, there's all kinds of different things that I don't even know all the details. I'm sure that you can show us some of that, or we can talk about some of that. But really, there's so much more to the job than driving. And I think that that's what makes the position so fascinating to me. I really, really am fascinated by the job of bus operator, because there's so many opportunities there.
Well, there are, and I really appreciate the fact that you're fascinated by the drivers and why they drive and who they are and stuff. Because when you really take an outside perspective, I know I work with drivers, you work with drivers and operators all day long, but we're not behind the wheel, right? At most, we're hanging out on a bus and going on routes to practice our route understanding and all that, but we don't really fully understand everything that they're going through. And my camera has just blurred out. Can you believe that? We're gonna have to talk to the camera operator. We're gonna have to hire a new person, because this automatic camera is not doing a great job. but anyhow, why do they drive? And you sit down and you ask one of our bus drivers why they want to drive, and the overwhelming majority of the answers are because they like to help others. They like to see that they're going out and picking somebody up who otherwise probably couldn't either get to where they needed to go, or maybe their vehicle's broken down or something, or there's even someone who like we're trying to get people to kind of change their mode of transportation, change their direction, what they're doing, go from driving the car 3 days a week to take the bus at least 2 or 3 of those times, right? So
or if you're going to come and visit out here or go on a trip, that you take the bus instead. And so they have an opportunity to be people's introduction to our community, an introduction, a tour guide, so to speak, of what all is at the doorstep of a bus to take those trips.
I know, and they just enjoy doing that. I mean, there are challenges out there all the time. We know that there are, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But with all of that, it's really nice to see how they really reset themselves during a bad situation and just take care of the people that they are transporting. So you can tell that they have a compassionate heart that really, really cares about getting people to where they need to go safely and
Mhm.
on time. So I'm really appreciative that we do have that level here in Clatsop County and with SETD. But I'll tell you what, Kathy, I don't know if we should bring this topic up, but I think we should. There are challenges out there sometimes, and I don't
Absolutely.
know exactly what you think those challenges are, but let's give it a shot. What do you think are some of the challenges that drivers have to face or our bus operators have to face every day?
Well, I mean, I think one of them is weather. I mean, we have
Mm-hmm.
lots of unpredictable weather out here, and those throw challenges at all of us every day, but especially if you're responsible for transporting people safely.
Yeah,
Yep.
I
So,
totally, completely agree with you. And there's also sometimes from, just recently, I had to go out on bus as the mobility manager to go out and support a bus driver with an individual who had really severe disabilities that really made things difficult to get onto the bus. And I had to go out there and observe and understand some of the challenges that the driver was having, that the rider was having. And
mhm.
the whole time that I was there, thinking that maybe I was going to have to really insert myself in a lot of stuff. No, that driver really worked with that individual. And I got to get away from using that driver because they operated everything from the lift to securing the wheelchair, to ensuring that that wheelchair wasn't going to go anywhere. They negotiated and discussed with the writer exactly what they were doing and why they were doing it, so that that writer totally had a great understanding of what was going on. So really, that situation that the driver was presented with really was could have been a great challenge, but ultimately, because of the compassionate heart and the attention to detail, they were able to get all that stuff taken care of. So just yet another example of how awesome our driver operators are. And I'm proud that they're out there really being our extension, of who we are out to the public. So it's exciting to see them do that
Absolutely. And this
in
is just such
person.
a great opportunity. I just think that, we've talked about a little bit of the details, and really they're a tiny bit of the details of the job. But I just want to, this today, Transit Employee Appreciation Day, is just such a great opportunity to thank those drivers. And,
Yes.
whether you're a supervisor thanking a driver, or a driver thanking another driver, or a transportation options person thanking the drivers for being out there, for being that option, mobility manager for helping people get out there, and thanking the drivers for being there. It's an excellent opportunity to just thank and appreciate
Yeah.
people for the service that they're giving this community.
And hey, Kathy, if there's someone out there that wants to come work for a team that has that level of appreciation, we need drivers. And I really want to make sure that we underscore here right now, in this show today, that we're a great place to work.
Mhm.
And our drivers, operators, they're really good, but they're falling behind. There's some people, some drivers that are
They're
having to work
stretched
quite a few
thin.
extra days. They're
Yes.
stretched thin. So if you want to become a driver operator for SETD, please come and get an application and get really involved with learning all of the details of what it takes to become a driver operator. And I'm certain that you'll see that it's a great career choice. And I don't know, Kathy, I mean, if I wasn't doing mobility management, there is a part of me from time to time that thinks, gosh, I think I'd have fun doing a little
Hmm.
bit of driving.
For sure. And I think that, you can reach out to the district as a whole. The HR department is always ready and willing to take an application for drivers. And drivers, I mean, operators can be people that have a CDL license. So maybe you've been driving a big rig for years, and you think it's time to retire because there's just too much stress with your requirements to get from point A to point B in a time at the on time fashion, or whatever. You've had it with that, and but you don't really want to sit around at home yet. Well, maybe now is an opportunity. And driving out here in our rural area is not the same as driving in a big city. So it's not,
Yep.
you don't have the same stresses. So maybe you're retiring from a big city, and you're moving out to a more rural area, but you're not ready to hang up your hat completely, driving for SETD is a great option.
Absolutely. Give us a call, 503-861-7433, or you can go to our website and grab an application there at www.northwestoregiontransit.com. So yeah, excellent. And Kathy, we're moving right through the show. So I'm telling you, we got some exciting more things to talk about in just a second. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And so we'll get on to our next topic part of it here. And it's just going to be a whole lot of fun. So yeah, here we go.
Hey, guess what? I got something really important to tell you. My coworkers are all awesome. Happy Employee Appreciation Day.
Did you know that there are over 40 employees keeping the wheels going at Sunset Empire Transportation District? Getting our riders where they need to go during fast-paced and sometimes chaotic days on the coast takes a lot of work. We have amazing bus operators who not only maneuver extra-large heavy vehicles through every type of traffic condition, across narrow streets, sharp corners, and during all kinds of adverse weather.
Happy Transit Employee Appreciation Day. You guys are awesome, and we're also good looking too.
Happy Transit Employee Appreciation Day.
Happy Employee Transit Day, guys.
Happy Transit Employee Appreciation Day.
As we acknowledge Transit Employee Appreciation Day, I just wanted to take a moment to give a big thank you to all the employees here at Sunset Empire Transportation District, and I thank you for your service here. And as you perform your task in whatever capacity that may be, it blends with the performance of other employees and provides a much needed service to the community by the district. Keep up the good work, and thank you for all you do.
SETD also has a fantastic crew of employees behind the scenes who are supervisors, mechanics, accountants, schedule designers, dispatchers, trainers, customer service representatives, marketing representatives, mobility specialists, transportation option specialists, and more.
Happy Transit Employee Day, everyone. You're awesome. Don't forget it.
Happy Transportation Employee Appreciation Day.
Happy Transit Employee Appreciation Day. You guys rock. This one's for you.
Happy Transit Employee Appreciation Day. Thank you for everything you do to keep the tires moving.
Happy Transit Employee Appreciation Day.
We love our transit professionals, and this month provides an excellent opportunity to celebrate the work we all do here at SETD.
On the occasion of Transit Employee Appreciation Day, I'd like to take the opportunity to recognize each of you and the important role you play in delivering safe, reliable, friendly, and helpful service to the people of Clatsop County and beyond. The service you provide to our community is critical to the quality of life for our riders. I know from the comments I received that your service is appreciated, and I want you to know that I appreciate you and your efforts every day. Thank you, and keep up the great work.
It's Transit Employee Appreciation Day on March 18th. Transit employees rock, so you can roll.
Good morning, SETD employees. I want to wish you a very happy Transit Employee Week, and I just want to tell you how much I appreciate all that you do for the district, and I enjoy working with you, and I'm looking forward to another great year. Thank you so very much.
Happy Transit Employee Day. I sure am proud and honored to work with each and every one of you. We do great work getting people to where they need to go, and you are a very integral part of what we do.
This Friday, March 18th, take a moment and appreciate the work that we do here at SETD. Thank you all for what you accomplish each and every single day.
So Jason, it's just so great to hear from and about so many of the different pieces of the puzzle at Sunset Empire Transportation District, the things that make the district work, from the people that do the maintenance, from the people that make sure the buses are clean, to the front desk person that picks up the phone, that sells tickets, Stephanie in the front office at the transit center up in Astoria. Everybody sees a small piece of what she does, but if people realized all of the different things that she does, she sells people tickets when they show up. She keeps the transit center clean. She's on the phone telling people where their bus is and where to catch the bus. She's on the radio to the bus drivers. She's making sure that things are, I mean, she is such an invaluable piece of the puzzle. And that's
Absolutely.
just one of the people.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is just one of the people, she's a part of the customer service representative team. And what she does along with her other teammates and fellow frontline staff is, they're chasing down riders to let them know that their bus is coming. They're discussing with riders that are new to the area, that don't know anything. They're kind of that mini, almost like we were talking about the bus driver being kind of like a tour guide. Well, they definitely are as well too with customer service, because you have someone coming in and they have a question, a very important question, is like, how do I get from here to my job? I didn't, I thought I knew, but I don't. And so they'll sit there and help them solve those problems. Stephanie and Eric runs the transit office in Seaside. I'll tell you, those two being that frontline customer service representatives, I always like to say they are problem solvers. It's so
those
cool.
two partner, they are partners that make things work. Those two partner offices, partner, agents, service agents. I like to think of them as people's, personal assistants in a way, because they coordinate all those little pieces and get that extra information to people.
Speaking of coordination, another different department here at SETD is our ADA Paratransit, complementary paratransit department. Mm-hmm. And you have a supervisor in there, and then you have two individuals who are on the phones and computers. And I'll tell you what, they do a lot of scheduling. They do a lot of dispatching. When you call into their office, they will take your information and they will take that information and make sure it's accurate, get it into the computer, and ensure that you have a ride to wherever you need to go. Whether or not with the ADA Paratransit, if you need to go to your medical appointment or you need to go shopping, well, they'll assist you with that. Then they'll help you, get going with that. But then at the other point, they'll turn right around after that and they'll take all the rides for the day and they will dispatch that all those rides out to all the different drivers that we have. And we've already spoken about our driver operators. We have to remember that the fixed route drivers might be one thing, but we also have paratransit vans that are driven by a select group of drivers as well, who help the individuals with ADA Paratransit and dial rides. So we have just such a wonderful group within that office alone that I think they deserve a lot of recognition, because that's a challenging job to do right there, is to coordinate all of that together.
Yes. So many pieces of the puzzle, and most customers only see one piece of that job, and that's the answering the phone call and answering the questions to that, to the individuals. But there's so many moving parts to those jobs. It's really important that we have such great people, and this is such a great opportunity to thank them for the important job that they do. And on that note, the people that keep our buses clean and maintained and on the roads, so important. Yes. Our district wouldn't be what it is right now without them. And we really value and appreciate what they do for the district as well.
We have such amazing lot attendants over the years, and our current lot attendant, I always like to ensure that they know, those lot attendants understand, the ones who are washing the buses and detailing the inside of buses, that they know what they are doing is so important. Because as a mobility manager and travel trainer, a lot of the people that I train that are 65 and older, some of them, they wouldn't ride the bus if the bus looked dirty, if the bus smelled bad or something. Mm-hmm. So when I see them out there detailing the buses and ensuring that even right down to the hubcaps are nice and shiny and clean, I always make sure I tell them, hey, you're doing more than just cleaning this bus, man. You're making it fully accessible. And I'm so proud of seeing that happen. And then that just ties right into, you're looking at what our operations team does, or our mechanics operation, our assistant mechanics, and what they do in the shop to ensure that, they take those clean buses, but they make sure that they run well. They make sure that those wheels are turning right. And the tires are new and fresh. That's a lot of extra work.
Absolutely. And those people cannot be underestimated. Those are such important roles, and we are so appreciative of the jobs that they do, and so thankful that they are here with Sunset Empire Transportation District, that they count as transportation employees as well, and we appreciate them. And you said it, looking clean isn't just a cleanliness thing. It really is a safety and security thing. And it is one of the barriers that does come up most often when you ask people why they don't take the bus. And it's because they don't feel safe or secure. And having a clean, safe looking bus really helps. And so grateful for that.
So that's a huge shout out to those individuals who ensure that the buses are clean and operating well. But I'll tell you this too. Where I work, I have just that little I have an office right to my left-hand side over here that I could walk into and go and see a lot of other really cool departments, such as operations manager or operations officer and deputy operations officer, and even executive directors. We have an executive director who oversees everything, and it's just such a wonderful melting pot of so many different skills, talents, and challenges that everybody solves. So yeah, there's that other great amount of work that goes into the districts, ensuring that our funding is set well. We have a financial officer who at least keeps me straight on, making sure I don't purchase too many cameras, right? So there's a lot of other people too, as we kind of flesh this out a little bit and people kind of see behind, the scenes a little bit.
Yep. All the pieces and parts, all of them are so important. It's so great to get to hear from them and to know their pieces of the puzzle, the role they play, and the appreciation for the other roles.
Yeah, definitely. So I really appreciate, as we're coming kind of to the end of our discussion, Kathy, we are, again, every single time, no matter what format we're in, we always are kind of getting to the end of the show before we want it to happen. So, I really am thankful again for today. We get to celebrate our transit employees and appreciate who they are, what they do. And that's everybody in the district. That's not just one group of people here. We're talking everybody, right?
Absolutely. All the pieces of the puzzle.
Well, Kathy, we've just come to the conclusion of our show. And I tell you, we've had a wonderful topic, just an extraordinary topic on why we want to be appreciative of our transit professionals that we work with each and every single day. So happy to be able to do this show with you. So happy that there's a group of people that are out there right now, and driver operators and people who are supporting them, that are getting people from A to B. I work for that company, and I'm so happy and pleased to be able to say that I do. So Kathy, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to a great weekend and an excellent, rest of the week next week.
Yes, Jason, me too. This was a fantastic show to be our first produced show. It was such a great opportunity to hear from so many people in their own words, to see them and really appreciate all of the pieces, all of the people that make up the pieces of the puzzle that make Sunset Empire Transportation District what it is. We have riders that are 100% full-time residents and people that are visitors. We are out there in rain and sun, and this is just such a great opportunity. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Jason. This has been fantastic. Have a fabulous weekend. We will see everybody back here next week for another Transportation Talk with Kathy and Jason.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.